This is Jeremiah Proffitt. Cruiser Shop's back, and it feels really good to be here. I gotta be honest with you. Got a great team out in the shop cranking away, and this is the end of the third week. One thing we're gonna do this time is we're gonna document, videotape everything that we're doing, and I've got a very talented young man who's gonna put it all together for me in a sort of a mini series of episodes. And this is the first one, so I hope you enjoy it. One of our first customers since we opened back up brought us his 1974 FJ40 for a spring-over axle conversion. He was already running 35s with a spring under lift, but he wanted a better ride and a little bit more articulation. This was one of the first trucks in the shop after we got the racks up. On a sprung under Land Cruiser with this kind of lift, the axle's on top of the spring. Spring's under the axle. That's why it's called sprung under. And so this much arch in the spring is what gives it the lift. The problem is that much arch in the spring also means rough, bumpy ride. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the springs with flat springs. We're going to put the axle on the underside of the spring, or spring over the axle, and make it ride a lot better. Check it out. When you put his springs together like this, they almost make an O, as in, oh my God, that was a bumpy ride. One of the problems with the restoration shop is the grinding. That guy, Matt, that's all he does. It's crazy. How do you know what vehicle Bob's worked on today? It's time to get this thing torn down and ready for all the new parts. Gotta love grease and sparks. Luckily, all we have to do to the back axle is remove the original perches and place them back on top of the tube. We'll add some shock mounts and set the pinion angle, and it'll be done. So everything's been cut off but the old front spring hangers, and we're almost back to scratch. It's almost time to put the ratchets back on Titan. So now we've got all of the original hang down too far brackets off of this thing, and we've cleaned up the frame and ground it smooth and installed some of our own shackle reversal brackets for the spring over that are nice and high and tight to the frame. And the shackle's now in the back of the frame, and this axle, new axle housing's bolted up underneath the spring, and it's ready to start assembly. One of the things we do to prepare an axle housing for a spring over is to take this part right here and cut it mostly off the housing so we can rotate it up about 13 degrees to compensate for the greater pinion angle and the ride height. This is crucial to highway drivability, and without it, you'd be all over the road. You're kidding me. Somebody stole the tip out of my gun. How did that happen? This is a track bar for the truck that we're doing the spring over on. Its function is to keep the rear axle pinion angle from wrapping up under acceleration, where it could find the drive shaft and break the pinion shaft or break this drive shaft. You'll see this on the truck in a little bit. Bob's always making fun of people that have those welding helmets that have those flames and stickers and skulls on them, and he hates that kind of stuff. He hates it. So he wanted a new welding helmet, and I went to town today and bought him one. He wanted to make sure he got one that didn't have any stickers on it. So I got him one that didn't have any stickers on it, and then I got some stickers. Bob's a cat lover. This is a good one.
A skull and a snake. The two things that he would think are the worst thing to have on his welding helmet. Oh yeah, nice and straight. If you're going to put stickers on somebody's welding helmet, you have to make sure they're straight. What do you think?
That's pretty.
Yeah, this helmet, this is way better than just a regular black helmet that everybody else has. Everybody will know it's Bob welding when
That's
he
right.
has this helmet.
Thank goodness.
I got helmets for these two guys. I was feeling generous, so I bought you a extended 1-year warranty to go with your helmet.
Oh, sweet.
And this one like, and you owe me $40. And this one fell out of the truck, so you better open it up and make sure that there's
Oh, to give you the damage
not
one?
something wrong with it.
Oh, mine has a sweet snake on it. Yeah. Oh, nice. That was actually Redmond's pimped out. I like it.
Alright, so now it's almost done. The springs are on top of the axle, sprung over the axle, and the rig's sitting at about the same height that it was with those big tall lift springs that were on it, but now it's going to ride a lot better. So we're done. Customer's coming today, and I bet he's going to be really stoked with this truck. It rides a lot better, it flexes a lot better, and looks awesome. To recap this time around, we did a spring over on an FJ40. We cut and turned the housing and rotated the knuckles 13 degrees. We added a high steer kit so that the steering was high and tight. Around the back, we added a track bar to keep the axle wrap under control. And the customer went with FJ55 leaf springs to move the rear axle back 3 inches. This is going to be one sweet ride.
So that's it. First episode in the bag, first project in the bag, and there's going to be a lot more where that came from, so keep checking back and we'll add more videos as we get trucks done.
Yeah, you tell me what I'm doing wrong. Not that I ever do anything
Well,
wrong.
I
If
mean,
I
you're
do
not.
something wrong, if I accidentally do something wrong, tell me.
Well, you don't mess up.
I know I don't, ever.
5 quarts of Castrol GTX conventional motor.
Well, you don't mess up.
I know I don't, ever. I know it's not even our project, but this guy's building his Land Cruiser totally wrong.
The thing looks like Mount Kilimanjaro.
And I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it no matter what. If I see it in a parking lot, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take care of it.
I will get my way. No, because he's going to spend $2,000 to buy a really nice top for and you're going to paint it white.
Yes! The world is my puzzle, and I'm going to manipulate the pieces however I see fit.
Hey, Bob here. Jeremiah thought it'd be funny to sticker up my welding helmet, so I got a little decoration for his toolbox. Perfect.